Thanks for doing this.
Okay.
It's really good here. What I'd like you to do, okay, just as a little test thing, is to think about something from the past that has two qualities to the memory, okay? It's got to be vivid when you think about it and unpleasant in some way. It doesn't have to be too bad.
Right.
Just a memory.
Yeah.
Got one?
Yeah.
Okay, so just hold that memory in your mind while you follow my finger with your eyes and just keep your head still. So just keep thinking of that memory. Okay, if it tries to go anywhere else or fades away, I want you to bring it back. So just keep thinking of that memory. Just keep thinking of the memory. Okay. So that's just my little test thing. Okay. So what happened there? Did you manage to hold the memory in your mind, or did it fade off?
No, it stayed there.
It stayed there.
Yeah.
Very vivid, or was it kind of in and out?
In and out.
In and out.
Yeah.
Okay. So when you think about the memory now, what happens when you try to access the memory? Is it the same as it was?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Bit blurry.
Bit blurry. Okay.
Yeah.
So when you try to access the feeling now for that memory, is that the same?
Yeah.
Yeah? Okay. So what we'll do in a minute, we will use this one as our start point, okay? Because I'm going to mix it up a little bit.
Right,
okay, so we'll just do a little bit of a different pattern.
Yeah.
That's just a test pattern to really there's two reasons why we do that. Is so just to make sure you can follow my finger, because some people can't, weirdly. And also just to see whether there's going to be any change in that initial thing. Now, because it's faded away, I know there's going to be something happening as we go through, so don't worry. Okay, so there's no no problems with the first one. Okay, so I'm just going to pause this for a second.
I've got dogs.
Right, video's resumed again. Right, okay, so what we'll do, get that same memory back, okay? If you gave it a score out of 10, with 10 being as bad as it can be and 0 being nothing, what would you say you would score this feeling?
Now?
Yeah.
9.
A 9 out of 10? Okay, how familiar is this feeling for you?
In numbers, or?
Well, is it quite vivid? But is it quite
that
familiar,
actual,
sorry?
The feeling or the memory, the feeling is vivid-ish.
Okay, so this is the important bit. When is the first time that you can remember feeling this feeling? Now, it may not be the first time it ever happened, but it is the first time that you can remember now.
I think it was that time.
That time, okay. How vivid's the memory?
Very vivid.
Okay, so again, just holding that memory and just follow my finger again, okay? Now, it's going to look slightly different, and we're going to allow different things to happen this time. So if your mind wanders, changes, goes anywhere else, I want you to let it do that this time. So you haven't got to retain that memory now. Okay, so just allowing it just to shift around wherever it needs to go. But I just want you to notice what comes to mind. No matter how random, just notice and track what memories come in. Okay, just going to stop there again for a second. Okay, do any other pictures come in? Even slight changes?
It was almost forgotten.
Yeah.
The only thing I was thinking about was your finger.
Yeah.
And the red star tattoo on your wrist.
Yeah.
And that was
yeah.
it.
Yeah, yeah.
And that was, that
went off.
Yeah.
Okay.
After the first few seconds.
Yeah, yeah. Okay, so get it back in your mind.
Right. Having a bit of trouble.
Okay, what's happening when you try to get that back?
I can remember it, but it's not as clear.
Okay, so it's lost focus a little bit?
Yeah.
Yeah? Okay.
Yeah.
So when you try to access the feeling now, that was a 9 out of 10, what happens?
6-ish.
6-ish? Okay, try and get it back to a 9.
I don't know that I can.
Try harder. No.
No, I can't.
Okay.
No. Maybe a little bit more than 6-ish, but I can't get it up.
To where it was?
No.
No. Okay. Is that odd? Thinking about that thing and not being able to kind of get that feeling right up there.
Yeah, it is very odd.
Yeah.
Because it's usually right up there.
Yeah, it
when I
sounds
talk
9
about
out of 10.
it. And, yeah.
Yeah. Wow.
Yeah.
So a little bit of eye wiggling and things had started to change already.
Yeah.
Not bad, eh?
No.
Not bad for a start.
No, very strange. Very peculiar. Yeah.
You know, you said you had a couple of things. Is one of them other things a strong feeling-wise? Is that one?
It's a different feeling. It's
different type?
Yeah.
That's okay.
Yeah, it's a different feeling.
But a different time as well? So a different memory?
Yeah, the first one was when I was about 7.
Okay.
The next one is about when I was 12, 13.
Okay.
It's entirely different to
yeah,
what
that's fine. That's
my
fine.
first one was.
Yeah, because what we'll do is we're going to move on to the next one.
Right, okay.
And then what we'll do is we'll go through that little list there and just kind of see what's relevant for you. Okay?
Yeah.
So, just get this other thing in your mind. Okay? And again, give me a score out of 10, just so we can kind of just calibrate things as we're going along.
At the time or now, do you want to score?
Well, it's now, because obviously it's how it kind of feels now for you.
I would say it's probably 7.
7? Okay. And again, how familiar is this feeling for you?
Quite familiar.
Okay. And again, when is the first time that you can remember feeling this feeling? Again, it may not be the first time
when
it
it
ever
happened.
Yeah?
When it happened, yeah.
And how vivid's the memory?
Very vivid.
Very vivid. Okay. So again, just get that memory back in your mind again, as vividly as you can.
Yeah.
Okay. And I'll just pick up where is that about where it is? Yeah?
Yeah.
Okay. And the same as before, I just want you to hold that memory again as long as you need to, or as long as you can. But this time, again, if it changes, goes anywhere else, I just want you to notice where your mind goes to. Just tracking what different pictures, images, whatever comes to mind. Just tracking where your mind goes to. Some of the things that pop in there don't need to make any sense either. Okay. You had a little giggle halfway through that one.
Listen to that bloody dog.
Oh, listen to the dog, yeah. Do you know what? I used to work with a military charity years ago. This is the little interludes that we work with. And I had an office in. Do you know where Beach House is down Waterside South?
Yeah.
Yeah, right down there. And they gave me my own office because I was working with their people for free, so I see my own clients for free in there. And I got there one night. I had my own key, but it was already open. It was about 6:30, 7 o'clock. And went to my office, got this girl sat down, and she'd come with some anxiety issues. Next thing, I didn't even know, there was a bongo class next door. I know, I couldn't believe it. Absolute. And I was,
bit distracting.
Yeah, I said, oh, you're going to have to come back. I couldn't believe it, yeah, bongo. I rang up the guy, the centre manager, and says, what are you doing, hiring a room out to... Oh, sorry, mate, I forgot to tell you about that. A bongo class, brilliant. Okay, so that was a 7 out of 10 when we started that. Okay, so when you access the memory now, what happens? Is it the same as it was?
5.
A 5? Okay. Try and get it back to a 7 again.
Yeah, yeah.
Yeah?
It's quite easy to get back to a 7.
Okay,
yeah.
so you know when we finished that last one, had your mind gone through any different pictures?
Only your tattoos again.
Just my tattoos?
But the one's on the top this time.
Oh, well.
The red one had gone. But no.
No?
And then my poor old doggy there, but that, no. Nothing.
Okay. Oh, what, as in you saw the picture?
Yeah.
Okay.
But nothing other
else.
than...
Okay, because sometimes what will happen is we'll kind of fix on a still image, Okay, so these memories kind of come with a start point and an end point. So we'll get a fixed, like a snapshot to start with. And as we're going through, sometimes it'll sequence through the event.
Right.
Okay, that's quite important to notice if it does that as well, even if it's kind of 5 seconds later. Okay, so what we'll do is we'll run the pattern again with the same memory.
Yeah.
And then just keep tabs on, not the tattoos this
Try
time, if
to
you
keep
can
my
help it.
mind on the event.
Well, not on the event, but just allow it just to wander where it wants to go.
Right.
Okay, and if it goes, say for instance, we say that's your snapshot image, okay? A lot of people will think that that's the same thing because it's the same event, because we're in the same room together.
Right.
But that's a different picture.
Right, okay.
Does that make sense?
Yeah.
So even the little tiny minuscule shifts in the sequencing, that's kind of a change of picture as well. So if that happens, just notice what that is, and we'll just kind of go on from there.
Yeah.
Yeah? Okay.
Yeah.
So again, just get that memory as vividly as you can in your mind. Yeah?
Yeah.
Okay, and again, just follow my finger while you're holding on to that memory as long as you can. And again, if it changes, goes anywhere else, just notice where your mind goes to. Okay. Anything different that time, or was it the same as it was?
No, it was a bit different in that I was sort of a bit straight outside looking in.
Okay.
Sort of thing.
Yeah.
Like seeing the people that were around when it was happening.
Yeah.
And then I was focused on your finger thinking, how's this going to do anything?
I know.
Just,
Yeah.
and yeah. But I was outside looking in.
Yeah.
I seemed to be that time.
Yeah. Dissociated.
Yeah, yeah.
Yeah. Which is a normal part of this process as well. People do dissociate from it rather than being that child again. We're kind of watching the events happen.
Yeah. Yeah, that's what I was doing.
Okay. So when you think of that now, what happens with the feeling?
I'm still... The feeling's still there.
Okay.
The feeling, how it made me feel at the time. Yeah.
Is that still a 7 out of 10?
Yeah.
Yeah? Okay. And the memories different in a way, in the actual picture's different, the structure of the actual...
because I was looking into it, but I can still feel how I felt on that day.
Yeah.
At that moment when it happened, I can...
Yeah. Okay. Had that ever happened to you before that?
No.
No. That was the first time?
Totally out of the blue.
Okay. And has anything like that happened since?
No, not that I can think of. What, that feeling, do you mean?
Yeah.
Oh yeah, loads of times.
Yeah?
Yeah.
But before that, was that the first time you can remember feeling that type of feeling?
Yeah, when it happened, that was the first, But
Okay.
then, from then onwards,
it's kind of...
I felt it a lot of times.
Yeah. It's because the unconscious holds on to those things. It becomes part of our learning process that when we're navigating through normal life situations, it kind of just throws us back into how we should feel or deal with certain situations. So yeah, it kind of makes sense anyway. Well, what we'll do, we're going to shift on and we'll come back, okay, because there's some other different patterns I want to do with that. You know, the first thing that we worked with that was a 9 out of 10 went to a 6. Think of that now. Okay, tell me what happens when you think of that now.
I can't really. I can't. Yeah, I can't really think about it. It's, I don't know. I don't know how to explain it. It's there, but I can't see it as vividly as before you came here.
Yeah. It's the strange bald man.
Yeah.
That's what I'm known as. No, not really.
Yeah.
I probably am to some people, but
no, I know it happened, and I know that it's still there, but it's not as vivid and not as, it don't make me feel like it did before.
no.
I don't know.
So you said when I was doing this and you thought, how's that going to help? That's kind of how it helps.
Yeah.
Yeah. Mad, isn't it?
Yeah, it is. It's crackers.
Some people get a little bit freaked out by that. Because especially when it's been something, like you said, since you were 7.
I don't know, it just, all this stuff intrigues me.
Yeah. It's different, isn't it? It's odd.
Yeah, it's very odd.
Yeah. And do you think it's beneficial that you don't actually have to say things out loud? It's probably not too bad. You could probably talk about this, but there's some of the clients you can understand that some of them wouldn't.
Yeah. Oh yeah. It's nothing. Nothing.
No.
Sort of.
No.
Nothing horrible.
No.
I can tell you what it is if you want me to tell you what it is. I can tell you it's stupid, and you'll think it's stupid.
No, I won't.
But this memory just sticks
and do you know
in
what?
my head.
Yeah. These are the things that are the reason why, not this thing in particular, but some people will go through life holding on to stuff that's really quite damaging for them because they feel stupid about it.
I think that it has affected my. I'm going to tell you what it is anyway. When I was 7, I was at school, dinner time, and the dinner for that day, you used to sit around in a little table, the 6 of you, and we used to have meat and veg, what have you. And this one particular day, it was liver, and then there was 2 or 3 different veggies, and I just took the vegetables. Well, I took mashed potatoes because I didn't like the others. And this dinner lady came to me and said, "Get some liver." I said, "I don't like it." Never had liver in my life before,
No.
but I said, "I don't like it." "You try a little bit of everything." I said, "I don't like it." And she took some liver out, put it on my plate, and then put the other veg on my plate. Put a little bit of everything. You have to try a little bit of everything. So I don't like it. And she stood and waited until I put this liver in my mouth. And I got a glass of water like this, and I went and spat it out, put it down. And I said to her, "See, I told you I didn't like it." And that, I think, has affected my life. I've been to hypnotists and all sorts because I am such a fussy eater. If I see something and I don't like the look of it, I won't even consider eating it.
Yeah.
And it really bugs me because my husband, you put a bunch in front of him and he would eat it.
Yeah.
And I would love to be able to do that.
Yeah.
Because when we go, like if we go on holiday, we'll go round the restaurants and they'll say, "Well, is there anything that you'll eat?" So it stops other people going in unless there's a chicken breast or a pork chop or something
that you know that you're quite
that
happy
I'll be able to eat.
Yeah.
And so it has affected me all through my life, and I think that that's where it stemmed from.
Yeah.
I don't know, but I'm pretty sure that it has, because she forced me to eat. So, but I'd never had liver before in my life, so I didn't know if I liked it or not.
It's not all it's cracked up to be.
No, I'm sure it isn't.
We used to get it on our plates when I was small.
Yeah, you see, my mum, she used to give us, I've got 3 brothers, and when we came home from school, she would say to us, "What do you want for your tea?" And sometimes she'd be cooking 5 different meals.
Really?
Yeah, for me and my brothers and my dad. If one of them said, "Oh, I want egg and chips," another one said, "I want shepherd's pie."
That's so unusual, especially back then.
Yeah, and she would do it instead of saying to us, "Shepherd's pie tonight, eat it or you go without."
Yeah. So you had the choice.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, and I think that's probably a bit of to do with it.
Maybe.
Because we got what we wanted.
Yeah.
Yet Nick's dad, his mum would give him food, and she would do a Sunday lunch, and she would that meat would last them for 3 days, and the next day they would have it as something, and the next day they'd have it as something else. And I can remember her telling me once that she'd dished him out second or third days of Sunday lunch. It wasn't Sunday lunch, it was shepherd's pie or curry or whatever, and he'd said, I don't want it. She says, well, it's stopping there until you eat it. He says, well, I'm not eating it. She says, we go with that then. She wouldn't let him have anything else, so he went hungry. And that food was still on the table again the next day until he ate it.
Yeah, that's the kind of household I grew up in. We had a lot of brothers at home. Somebody would always eat it. Right, so we're just going to move on to the next thing, okay? Because this is kind of like a process thing that we go through. And we do get through most things anyway. And then once we've gone through this bit, we'll go on to anything else that kind of stands out for you. Because once we've done some more work, you'll get a bit of a gist of what we can actually work with. And it gives a little bit of confidence as well. Because I think people don't want to always open that kind of worms up in case it's kind of stayed open, if that makes sense. So I think if we can just go through the more simple things, and a lot of times people don't know why they feel crap sometimes. It's just that they feel crap. So the good thing is, this kind of just splits things off, and I showed you this before. I just said, so obviously not the depression as such. The reason why it's on there is because this kind of works for basically people with anxiety and depression. But also, when we think back over our lifetime, there's certain times in our life where these things will have been something that's been there, and sometimes we'll look back retrospectively and feel bad about some of the stuff that we've done or felt, because at the time sometimes we do things for the right reasons, and then later on in life it kind of affects us a little bit. But it's not the sort of memories that just always come to mind. We just get a crap feeling. So this is about rules and time, okay? So the rules side of it is these things here are about the rules that we instill into ourselves, really. So it's, as we're growing up, the do's and don'ts of life, the shoulds and shouldn'ts that parents and siblings and teachers and all the people who have kind of things, because I think back in our day it was more of a there was a lot more people who had some sort of authority that everybody was terrified of, so we used to sit up and take notice, whereas they don't nowadays. So we kind of get our own beliefs and values set by other people quite often, but as we get older we kind of cast aside the ones that don't really relate to us anymore. They're not that important. Certain things become our own beliefs. Obviously we grow up with two personalities, one that mum and dad think we should have and the one that we've really got ourselves. So when we get to a point in life where these rules are something very unique to us. Now you can have brothers and sisters in the same household who have had the same input but see life very differently and act very differently and behave differently. So these are basically about us breaking our own rules, okay? Now these aren't somebody else's rules anymore, these are ours. These are the things that we hold kind of dear to us. So we don't feel guilty, for instance, say breaking the speed limit. That's somebody else's rule. But we feel guilty about doing other things that kind of make us, we've stepped outside of our own beliefs and values and boundaries, and we feel bad for that, okay? Now, guilt is one of these things that we learn from this big, and I think parents teach it as a bit of a control element, like don't do that because you're going to upset your gran, or they'll use these little things from this big, and it's not really powerful or strong stuff, but it's the seed. It's that little seed that we know how that feels now, I won't do that anymore. I remember one girl I was working with, she borrowed her gran's jewellery, okay, to play dress up. She was only about 5 and lost it all. No, she never told anybody. So that's been with her for life. It's plagued her for a whole life. So we know what guilt feels like, yeah? Regret is when we break one of our own rules and it has an impact on ourselves, directly on ourselves, okay? So it's something we do. Regret's one of these things that will always find a target as well. It's like we can regret making £1 million but not spending enough time with the family, or we can regret spending too much time with the family and losing out on that £1 million we could have made. So it's always got a target. We can always regret things. Remorse is where we break a rule and it has an impact on somebody else. So something we've done negatively impacts somebody else's life. Okay. People who go to prison when they go on in front of the parole board are asked to show remorse, and 20 years down the line, remorse is very much gone. You know, this is one thing on this whole list of 4 is remorse does fade away in time. The others don't. A lot of people will show regret. It'll be like, oh, you know, I wish I hadn't have done that terrible crime because I've been stuck in here for 20 years and nobody's had anything to do with me and I've lost my job and blah, blah, blah. That's about me. Okay, and shame has an observer element about it. Okay, so it's a feeling that's a negative feeling, but it's because somebody else knows or has seen us breaking a rule. Okay, we can feel ashamed of ourselves as well. Okay, so that kind of goes into like a bit of a third person thing. Yeah. I've done something and I feel ashamed of myself for it. Yeah, does that make sense?
Yeah.
Okay, so that's about the past. Okay, so this is the time thing. So this is about the past. Any one of these things in this, even one of these things, will tend to lead to something in here.
Right.
Okay, now anxiety, panic and worry are about the future, but also about not knowing the rules. Yeah. So this is the stuff that people feel anxious because they're not in control. They don't know what's going to happen. They don't know how things are going to pan out for them. Yeah. So that's kind of the future based, not sure how things are going to turn out. I feel a bit worried about that. Okay. People use the words anxiety and worry quite interchangeably, but meaning the same things. I quite often have people say, oh, no, I don't suffer with anxiety. I worry quite a lot. You know, it kind of means the same thing. Now, panic is where we trip threshold to the physiological side and we go into a panic, like the adrenaline's burst, we get the heart palpitations, we get that breathing. I don't know if you've ever had a panic attack. No. People sometimes go into that. So anything in this middle column will then lead to something in this one. No. Because we're feeling a little bit edgy, because because of our past really, we're feeling a little bit edgy. And then somebody else, this is quite important, you'll know as a parent, breaks your rules, okay? So we tend to do one of these things. Anger's what we feel and temper's what we display, okay? Yeah. Now, once we've gone into this, because we can all do these things normally, but it's when it's out of context that it becomes an issue, okay? Especially when we've done that and we feel one of these things again. Because I always remember when my dad always used to bollock us when we were kids. He used to come up the stairs about an hour later, half an hour later, and he would be so apologetic. Because he knew he'd been an arsehole and he'd gone over the top. You don't mind me saying arsehole, do you?
No.
I'm a builder.
Say what you like, yeah. I've grown up with builders, so.
Brilliant, okay. So you see how this kind of circles round and it goes in a cycle. Now this can start anywhere. You know, we may never feel guilty about anything. We may not really feel anxious about anything, but we go over the top at some point and be angry. And then what happens is we feel bad for that because it's, like I say, out of context. Most of the time, unless people have been in like a trauma, this is learned behaviour a lot of the time. We learn this from normally parents, okay? And again, back in the day, there was always an argument going on in the house. Ours was on a Sunday, guaranteed a Sunday. Mum and Dad used to leave home every Sunday, go back to camp. He was in the RAF.
Yeah, I can never remember my mum and dad arguing and falling out, never. No.
You should have come stop with us. You've seen plenty of it. Okay, so, any of these relevant for you? And you don't need to tell me the background behind them.
Yeah.
Yeah?
Yeah.
Okay.
Do you want me to tell you which one?
Right, so we can work in this column. We work with this column if this is a thing for you. This one sorts itself out.
Right.
Okay? This is a byproduct column of these two. Yeah. So you can tell me if you want, but don't tell me the story behind it. Because this is trying to show people that we don't need to do those things. I'm just going to make sure that's recording.
But there's probably more than one.
Yeah, there normally is. Yeah. The good thing is, how this works, and I do quite often explain this bit, we work with a thing called an initial imprint.
Right.
Okay, so that's the first time that we can remember feeling a certain feeling. So say for instance, guilt's a thing, okay? We've all had guilt. I remember feeling guilty when I was younger, being made to feel guilty about stuff, but then I can remember 20, 30 times throughout my life where I felt quite guilty about stuff. So what we do is we go with the initial imprint, okay? So the sensitizing event, they call it, is the first time that we can remember feeling that way. And what happens is that takes into account all the other times that we felt guilty.
Right, okay.
So we don't need to work through them all.
Right.
Okay?
Yeah.
So it's the earliest event that we can think of. And it's like, do you know what? As we get older as well, we get better at feeling crap about stuff. So that may have been a 2 out of 10 when it was little, but now we can do a 10 out of 10. You know, because we know how to do it.
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean? So
Yeah.
this is very much about initial imprint, even though it's a 2 out of 10. And then we just let, as I move your eyes, if it drops into different memories or whatever, even if it's not relevant, it will normally take into account the other times that we feel guilty about stuff.
Right.
Okay, we work through this list, work through this side, and then if there's anything else that that hasn't been mopped up by the stuff that we've already worked with, that there's a memory that just stands out, we can work with that separately.
Right, okay.
Yeah, is that okay?
Yeah.
Brilliant. Are you finding this quite interesting? Yeah? I bet you didn't realise I taught so much, did you? Did you think you'd have to?
I didn't know, I honestly just didn't know what to expect.
No. So a lot of people don't. You know, it's like I've been doing this 9 years now, and people will come to see me and they've had recommendations off 20 people and they still haven't got a clue. Because I would say, do you know what I would do? Not really. I know you do something with the eyes.
Yeah.
Yeah. But most people haven't seen this as well, because this is very specific to what I do.
Oh, right.
Rather than, you know, you wouldn't see this in a counsellor's room, for instance,
No.
because they don't work with this in this way. They work with all these things, but not in the way I do. Okay, so pick one.
Do you want me to tell you which one?
You can tell me if you like.
Guilt.
Guilt. Okay, so what we do is, on a score out of 10, how strong's guilt for you?
This particular event.
Well, we're going to go back to a first event. But, okay, so you know the one you're thinking of?
Yeah.
Give me a score out of 10 how strong that one is.
Now,
Yeah, when you think about it now.
I would say probably 8 out of 10.
An 8 out of 10. How familiar is this feeling for you?
Not massively familiar, but yeah.
Okay. And so this is the important bit. So it's not this particular event. When is the first time that you can remember feeling guilt? Now, it may not be the first time it ever happened, but it's the first time that you can remember.
No, I think it was probably then.
What kind of age was you, would you say?
Oh God, I was 21.
Okay, we'll go with that one.
Yeah,
Okay,
21.
we'll see, because sometimes this will go backwards as well, it'll track back. As in, we need to start as far back as we can. You can't identify anything earlier, can you?
No.
No, so we'll go with that one. And like I say, that's a great start point for us, because you're still young. Some people don't feel them sort of things all the time.
I can't think of anything that I felt the other. I'm sure there is something, but I can't think of anything.
Okay, so we'll go with this one.
Right, okay.
Yeah? Okay. Can you just tilt your head straight? That's it.
Sorry.
It's okay. People get very relaxed in my company. I don't know if it's because I bore them and they start nodding off. I think it probably is that. Okay, so yeah, get that memory in your mind as vividly as you can.
Yeah.
Yeah? Okay. So again, just holding that memory. Okay, so just keep thinking of that memory. If it goes anywhere, I want you to allow it to do that. Just shift around, different times, different events, wherever it needs to go. And just noticing where your mind goes to. If anywhere else. So notice what happened there.
Didn't go anywhere else. It stayed there.
Stayed on that one. Yeah?
Yeah.
Okay, so it didn't flit around anywhere else.
No.
Is that the only time you can kind of remember feeling guilty?
No.
No?
No, I can. No, a few times I felt.
Oh, you're a bad person.
I know, I'm very bad. But that I think. That one's very. Yeah, I did feel pretty good. At the time, I didn't.
No.
But now, like you say,
yeah.
when you get older,
Absolutely.
I think, you cow.
Yeah. Yeah, we do that.
Yeah.
We do that.
Yeah, at the time, I didn't feel guilty at all, I don't think.
No. No. So it looks the same as when you think about it. It was still quite vivid in your mind.
Yeah.
Yeah. Still feels the same.
Yeah.
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 Are you sure? You're not.
Yeah, because I don't. It's not something that I think about really.
No.
But because you've asked me to think about it,
Of course.
then I'm thinking about it. But I can't say that I've thought about it for 30 years.
No. So, but when you think of it now,
I feel, quite guilty about it.
yeah?
Yeah.
Okay, just give me a score out of 10 again.
Now,
Yeah.
I would say 6, 7.
Okay, which is it, 6 or a 7?
7.
We'd just like to be specific.
Yeah, 7. I would
So
say a 7.
A 7 out of 10.
Yeah.
Okay, let me run the pattern again with it. Yeah. And again, tilt your head just slightly up. That's it. Okay, you got that memory, vivid as you can.
Yeah.
Yeah? Okay, same as before. Okay, so just holding that memory. Again, as long as you need to. But if it shifts around, goes anywhere else, you can just allow it to do that. So notice what happened there. And again, anything else that pops into mind doesn't need to make any sense. So notice what happened there as well. And again there.
It went, I don't know where it went, and nothing else really came.
Okay.
It was nothing.
Just nothing.
No, nothing.
Just my tattoos again.
Not even your tattoos this time, I was
Oh,
just
really?
concentrating on your finger.
Oh, okay.
So,
It's very nice. To be honest, I was going to get a little sparkly glove for it.
you should have done. A smiley face painted on it.
I have, to be honest, I did some work once and I think I'd got a little bit of, what was it, spray foam or something.
Oh, yeah.
And it had gone dark and it did look like a smiley face because somebody thought I had actually, but I was like, no, why would I? Okay, so get that back, try and get it back to mind again.
Yeah. Yeah. It's a different memory of it now. I'm picturing myself in a room now,
Okay.
whereas it wasn't a room before.
No. Okay, so the picture's changed now.
Yeah.
So when you try to access a feeling now, what happens? Is that the same as it was?
No, not really. I feel bad, but not. No, not really.
No?
No, there's not really anything there,
Okay.
which is a bit bad, isn't it?
No, because the thing is we hold on to things that we don't need to anymore. Because what actual good is it doing you? You know that happened. It's kind of, it put that imprint in there that made you feel bad. You know you'd never do anything like that again. So we learn from these things anyway, regardless of how we feel about them.
Yeah.
Yeah, so lose the emotional connection, but still have the knowing that we're not
That I did
to
it.
do that again. Yeah.
Yeah.
So it kind of just lets us off the hook a little bit.
Yeah.
Because it's like you said, you didn't feel guilty at the time.
No, I didn't.
No, because there was a reason why you didn't at the time, but things change. The way we view the world changes as we get
It
older.
does as you get older, definitely.
Massively. So don't beat yourself up for stuff that we can't go back to either. We can't change them things.
No, we can't.
No. So when you think of that now, nothing?
No.
Is that weird?
Yeah, I suppose it is in a way, yeah. Even though I haven't, like I say, I haven't thought about it for years and years and years.
No.
But then you making me think about it, and I think, yeah, it wasn't really the right thing I'd do. I shouldn't have done it. But now I just think, did it, can't do nothing about it.
It's life.
Yeah, it happens.
Yeah.
Doesn't it?
Yeah.
Not the only one.
No. That's it. Right, okay. So what we'll do is we're going to shift through the next things, okay? We will come back to anything that kind of stands out as well, so don't worry, I'm not just going to leave you to it. So anything else on there that's, when you think about it, kind of is quite relevant for you?
Yeah, regret.
Yeah?
Yeah.
Okay. So again, on the score of 10 out of 10, how strong's regret for you?
10.
10. Okay.
Yeah.
And how familiar is this feeling?
Yeah, mid.
Okay, mid-table.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
And again, when is the first time you can remember feeling this feeling? Again, it may not be the first time it ever happened.
This event that I'm feeling is in the last 25 years.
Okay. Nothing before that with regret?
I'm sure there is.
See if you can find something.
Yeah, yeah. Yeah.
Found something
Yeah,
before?
probably, yeah.
Yeah? Okay.
Yeah. Yeah, probably when I was about 18.
Okay.
Yeah, about 18.
And how strong's this feeling?
Now,
When you think of it now.
I would say it's quite high up there, 8.
An 8 out of 10? Okay. And is this a familiar feeling for you? Is this mid-table as well?
Yeah, mid-table I would say.
Okay.
Yeah.
So we know where this one is because we've gone through the thing already. So
Yeah.
we'll again get that memory as vividly as you can in your mind.
Yeah.
Yeah. And
Yeah.
yeah, and just tilt your head up a little bit.
Right.
That's it. Okay. And again, just holding that memory. So again, just holding that memory as long and as vividly as you can. Okay. The more vivid, the better. It's easy for me to say. But again, if it changes, goes anywhere else, just know it's where your mind goes.
It went to other times that I've felt the same.
Brilliant. Okay. Just remember what the last picture was that came to mind for you. Okay, the last memory that popped in there.
Right, yeah.
Yeah, and we'll come back to that.
Yeah.
Okay. So where's your favourite place to go on holiday? Would you say?
Dubai, I would say, is one of the favourites.
Yeah?
Yeah.
I've never been.
It's lovely. Always wanted to go. And my husband said, what the hell do you want to go there for? It's all bloody shopping and that, and you hate shopping. And I said, I don't care, I want to go. It's just somewhere where I want to go. And we went, and he came back, and it's his favourite place.
Is it? Yeah.
Not because of the shopping, because of all the buildings and the architecture. And
yeah. I'd probably
Love
love that as well.
love it.
To be fair, yeah. Wow. One day I'll get there probably.
It is really nice. Really nice. Go back tomorrow. But we can't.
When the lockdown restrictions lift, get yourself booked on it.
I will do, don't you worry.
Get booked on it. Okay, so do you remember the last picture that came to mind?
Yeah.
Yeah. So I want you to get that one back in your mind now. Okay. So that's our new start point.
Right. Okay.
But I'm going to get your eyes over here. Okay. You tell me when you're ready. When you've got that picture. Got it? Okay. So exactly as before, just holding that as long as you need to. But again, if it changes, goes anywhere else, I just want you to notice what else comes to mind. Again, anything that pops in there doesn't need to kind of link up even, but it may do, and that's okay. But just tracking what pictures come in there. Just notice what happened there.
It went, and then it came back just before you stopped doing the...
Yeah? Okay. I like the way you did that then. I have to do that nowadays, because in my early days of doing this, because I say follow my finger, I didn't used to put it down, and I used to just drop it straight back down there, and I used to get followed down to my crutch. So it was a bit embarrassing. So I started doing that then, now you can stop. Okay, so but it went back to something else. Came back to the same one. Okay,
yeah.
The same one as the first one, or where we started the second time? Okay.
The one that was 20-ish years ago.
Right. Okay. So go back to the first one where we started when you was 18-ish.
Right. Yeah.
Can you remember what that was?
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay. Is that the same as it was?
No.
No. Okay. What's changed about that?
I can't remember a lot of it.
Okay. So that's changed a bit. Okay. So when you kind of see how that feels now when you try to access the feeling.
When you said remember it, I can remember it, but I can't. It's a bit fuzzy.
Yeah. Okay.
Yeah, I can't know. But the one 20 years ago.
Yeah. That came in, and that's still there. Okay.
Yeah.
So when you think about that, give me a score out of 10 with this one at 20 years ago.
10.
10 out of 10? Oh wow, okay. Let's go back with that one then.
Right.
Okay, we'll just do another pattern with it. Yeah? Okay. So we've not had much
if you can't get rid of it?
I always get rid of it.
Oh, okay.
Always find a way. Mostly. Okay, so yeah, again, just think of that memory, okay?
Yeah.
And again, just follow my finger. Just holding that memory though, okay? This time, if it tries to go anywhere else, I want you to bring it back. Okay, so I just want you to hold on to this memory. Just keep thinking of that memory.
Came and went a few times.
Okay.
It had gone by the time you did that.
Yeah? I like that. It's my little trademark.
Yeah.
I got to paint that, didn't I?
Yeah, you did.
Okay, so again, what happens now when you think of that? Is it the same as it was?
I still feel bad about it.
Okay.
But maybe not quite as bad as
it felt before. Okay, so give it a score out of 10, just so we can kind of just come back and cross-check on it.
7.
7 out of 10? Okay, what we'll do is we'll just jump again, we'll move on to the next thing. Because what happens is once we get even like the smallest shift, if it goes from a 10 to a 9, that we can kind of like, yes, it has definitely changed a little bit. That's all we need to do normally. It processes itself out as we go through. Okay, is that right?
Yeah.
Okay, so anything else on here that's relevant? Anything else in that first column? Yes or no? It doesn't matter. No? Okay. Anything in this last column?
Yeah, anger.
Okay. So at its worst, what would it be? 10? Do you lose your shit? Can you? Or have you?
I have in the past.
Yeah. But you're not an angry person though, are you? Or would you say you...
Not unless somebody pushes my buttons.
Okay.
If I think somebody's doing something that they shouldn't be doing, then
yeah,
it
okay.
annoys me.
Annoys you. It's a nice way of putting it.
Yeah.
Okay, so we'll go with anger. Yeah. Okay. Well, anger's in the here and now.
Right.
Okay. So because this is one of them things as well that this we can still feel because it's about the past, but because it's about the past, we can kind of replay that and get these feelings back up. This is about the future, so we would have to think about the future to feel anxious. Now this is about the here and now, and luckily you're probably not feeling overly angry at the minute.
No.
Because we're in the here and now. When people, like you say, when people push the buttons, it kind of goes off in that moment, and then we tend to calm down a little bit after.
Yeah, regret it.
And regret it, yeah. Well, this is it, yeah. Or feel guilty, or it depends as well. Sometimes shame comes into that, especially if we've done it in front of other people, because we've got an audience.
Yeah.
That's the observer element coming in. Yeah. Okay. So anger. Okay. So when that's been a problem for you, how strong out of 10 was it?
In the past?
Yeah.
I can't really say. I'm saying anger, but I can't really say that I'm an angry person. It's like I say, if somebody annoys me.
Would hubby agree? I'm joking.
I think he would agree.
Yeah.
I can remember one particular time when I really, really did get really angry.
Yeah.
I got really mad with one of the kids once. But I can't remember lately getting really angry.
No. What about when you was a kid yourself? Did you say, have you got brothers and sisters?
Yeah. Brothers, 3 brothers.
3 brothers. I'll bet that was fun.
Great.
What sort of age differences are there?
I'm the eldest.
Yeah.
Then my next brother is 15 months between us.
Okay.
And then between him and the next one, I think there's 3 years. And between him and the next one, I think there's about 4, maybe 5 years. I don't know how old, I only know how old my nearest one is, only because he's close.
Yeah. We was too busy doing other things, weren't you?
Yeah, you see, they were, but the thing is, I've always lived in Netlham all my life, except for when I moved out for probably about 5 or 6 years and then come back. But none of my brother's friends knew that they had a sister.
Oh, really?
So that's how irrelevant I was. No, they didn't know that they had a sister.
Oh, wow.
So my life was different to theirs. I went in different...
Of course.
You know, and when we went on holiday, I had to find somebody to play with. I had to make friends with somebody because they'd got each other.
Yeah.
And so I was the one that had to go and find a mate for the week so that I wasn't bored with stupid boy stuff. But I've got one of my brothers. I'm not sure which one it was. Still to this day, I don't know which one it was. Really mad with them. So they got an air pistol and shot at my Cindy wardrobe. Shattered it. I was bloody fuming about that. That's the earliest memory I have of being.
That's perfect.
Angry.
That's where we want to start.
Yeah, really angry with them. I don't know what I did to them. Probably nothing, but
you was angry.
Not happy.
Yeah, so just get that memory as best you can, in detail as you can, and then we'll just go with that.
Yeah.
Yeah? Okay. Same as before. Okay, just holding that memory. But this time I want you to hold on to this one. Okay, don't let it go anywhere. If it tries to, I want you to bring it back. Okay, so if it fades away, I want you to bring that memory back as vividly as you can.
That was quite difficult to keep it
there.
Yeah.
That's okay.
It did stay, and when you said if it drifts, bring it back. I did bring it back.
Yeah.
But it was quite difficult to bring it back.
Yeah. Yeah, it gets a bit of a challenge, doesn't it?
Yeah, and it wasn't as clear.
No.
Towards the end, as I still clung on to it, but
yeah.
Yeah. It wasn't
okay, so I'm just going to backtrack a little bit. You know the first thing that we tried, again, the very, very first thing, something from the past that's vivid when you think about it and unpleasant in some way, and you said that it kind of pretty much gone, you couldn't really remember too much about it anymore. You knew, you kind of remember it, but it's not.
Is this my school thing, are we talking about
You were
now?
7, I think.
Yeah.
Yeah?
Yeah.
Okay, when you think about that now?
I can't picture it. Before I could picture it, and now I can't.
No.
No, I can't. I can't picture it.
Okay. The one at 12?
I can picture it clearer than the 7 one.
Yeah.
But not as clear as what it was before.
Okay. And what feeling comes up for you when you think of that?
I think I was probably frightened and upset and unliked. Yeah.
Okay. Does that still have that feeling for you now when you think about that memory?
Yeah.
Yeah? Okay. So, right, so what I'm going to do, well, let's just cross-check the other ones then. So then we went into this, didn't we? So the guilt thing, when you think about that? No. Regret, which is the one we just worked on. Well, sorry, just before the anger. So.
Yeah. There's still a little bit there.
Okay.
Not as much, but
No.
yeah, there is still.
Right, so what I'm going to do, we're going to go back to the 12-year-old.
Right.
Okay. Now there's a different pattern. This is normally what I work with identity stuff with. Okay. So it looks like a big flat figure of 8. Okay.
Right.
Like an infinity loop.
Yeah.
So again, just get that memory in your mind. I'm going to do that pattern with it because some things work better with certain things. If you know what I mean. Okay. So we'll just see where it goes.
So my 12-year-old memory.
Your 12-year-old memory. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay. So again, just holding that memory in your mind. Yeah.
Yeah.
And again, just follow my finger. So just keep thinking of that memory. In fact, if it tries to go anywhere else, I want you to bring it back. So just keep thinking of that memory. It's going to change direction. Just keep thinking of that memory. Normally that triggers something. Okay, I'm just going to stop there.
It came back a few times, but then I couldn't get it back.
Okay, so what happens now when you try to get it back?
It's a bit like the 7-year-old one. I can see it, but not clearly.
Not clearly. Okay. And that changes how it feels?
I mean, quite difficult not being able to see it now. And I know how I felt, but I maybe don't feel those things now, but I have felt those sort of feelings since then, for other reasons.
Yeah. But it's because you learnt it there, and this is what this deals with. Once we've removed the sensitising event, once we've kind of worked with that, where we've learnt to feel that way, then it stops it happening.
Right.
So you'll be in situations where you would normally feel that sometimes, and that won't come up. That feeling won't come up because we've dealt with it. Pretty good, isn't it?
It will be if that's what happens. Yeah.
Absolutely. Yeah. So it kind of works. I work with a lot of phobias as well. Okay, so most people learn phobias as kids. Most generalised, so we've learned from somebody else. I was shit scared of spiders when I was growing up because my dad, the man that you look up to, that's the hero of the family, RAF policeman, you know, shit scared. I remember this daddy long legs come flying through the window and he was like, you know, he's like, oh, you know, I'll get hold of it. But you could see he was absolutely terrified of it. And there's me thinking, that must be real bad stuff up there, flying in there, because if he's scared of it, then it's got to be bad. You know, so that all of a sudden that puts that down. Yeah. So I grew up that way. So once you deal with that initial thing, then everything stops happening. Flying phobias, there's one incident, normally one event where somebody's triggered by it. We deal with that and it stops them, even if they've had it 20, 30, 40 years, you know, we can just stop it altogether and it just stops it happening, just from that one, from the initial imprint.
Should have had you sorting my mum out. She's petrified of flying. No reason why. She is.
Yeah.
Because she said, if we were meant to fly, we'd have wings. That's what her dad told her.
I know, and this is it. There's a belief set grows there as well.
Yeah.
So it's probably not a fear, it's a belief.
Yeah.
Yeah, well, yeah, thankfully, yeah. Otherwise, you wouldn't be going to Dubai, would you?
Exactly. Yeah.
Okay, so you know the other thing that's kind of still triggering, the regret.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's still.
I'd almost forgotten about that.
Yeah, but you would have thought about it later and it would have come back.
Yeah.
Or whether it's the other stuff won't. So get that, tell me score out of 10 what that is now.
4.
A 4, so it's come down quite a bit. Let's just do that pattern with it, see if it just shifts it off. Okay, so again, just get that. So this is the one that kind of went away and came back, and it was the stronger one out of the two, wasn't it? Yeah. So yeah, just get that memory back in your mind. Okay, so again, just holding that memory. If it tries to go anywhere else, I want you to bring it back. Just keep thinking of that memory. Going to shift the other way.
Yeah,
this makes you tired, by the way.
Sorry?
It makes you tired, by the way.
Does it?
I don't know if you've noticed.
Oh, that's good. Probably sleep tonight then. No, it went and came and went and came. It had gone by the time you had finished.
Okay. And when you try to get it back now?
I remember it. I still regret it. I don't think I'll ever not regret it. But yeah, it's probably not as bad.
Probably not?
No, I regret, probably not. I regret what I did now, and I always will. No matter who does anything to me, I think I'll always regret, and I'm all right with that. I'm okay.
Yeah.
I'm
absolutely.
okay with that.
Yeah.
I know that what I did, I shouldn't have done.
Yeah.
But I did.
Yeah. And again, it's in the past.
Yeah.
The good thing about this is, though, if we've reduced how it feels anyway, if that was one of the thoughts that ever came back to haunt you, that'll stop doing that. So this is kind of how this works as well.
Yeah.
It stops those things.
Yeah. I don't. It was wrong what I did it, and I do regret it. But
yeah, we all have them.
But it's done. I can't do anything about it. I can't change it.
No.
I can't. You know, it happened. If I could change it, then I would change it. But I can't. That's so.
That's
you know, got to just get on with it, haven't you?
Get on with it. Right, okay, so we've worked through the 3 pillars, okay? Is there anything else that stands out in your mind that you could do with kind of sorting out? Or do with changing how it feels?
Like what? What?
Anything. And I mean anything. Anything negative, bad, horrible, dreadful, whatever it is.
Feelings, do you mean, or just events? Or...
Well, they're kind of all tied in together, because all events have an emotional tag to it.
Right.
They're all kind of different components all stuck together. So if there's anything that kind of stands out for you that you think that was a real horrible time and I really could do with forgetting about that. Right, for an instance, if you're kind of watching TV or laid in bed just trying to nod off and something pops in your head and it's one of them awful memories that you have. Ever have one of those? No?
No, I don't think so. I worry about my mum and dad.
Yeah. Okay.
My dad more than my mum. Well, yeah, I worry about them when they die. It's horrible. I've got this thing about people dying and what'll happen. I'm also a bit of a control freak, and so I try to sort people out, look after them, and
yeah.
This is why this is annoying me, because
you can't get around now.
No, can't do it.
Okay. So this feeling of worry then, how strong out of 10 is worry for you?
10.
A 10. Okay, how familiar is this feeling for you? Very, obviously. Okay, and when is the first time that you can remember feeling this feeling? Again, it may not be the first time it ever happened, but it is the first time that you can remember now.
Oh God. I think
Some say.
Yeah. Oh God, I don't know. I don't know, probably I've worried ever since I've had the kids. Because you do, don't you? You worry about what's going to happen to them. When I had just them two on my own. So probably when Nick was about 2.
Wow. Yeah?
Yeah, because
Okay.
you just worry about
What?
bills,
I worry about your bills?
No, I did.
Oh, sorry.
Bills, mortgage,
Yeah.
being on your own, looking after 2 kids. Yeah.
Okay.
when
And
she was
that stands out for you then? At
Yeah.
that time?
Oh yeah. Yeah, because I just had to sort everything out. Just
Okay. How vivid is this memory?
very vivid.
Okay. Just get the memory in your mind. Okay? Same as before. Okay. So just holding that memory. Again, if it changes, goes anywhere else, just allow your mind just to do whatever it needs to do. I'm going to do 2 different patterns with this again. Okay, so just allowing it just to shift around, so notice what happened there. And go wherever it needs to go to.
Went all over the place.
Did it?
About
Good.
lots of
Things
different
that,
places that have worried me.
Absolutely. So can you remember the last one was that come to mind? You don't need to tell me what it is.
Yeah.
Yeah, okay, so we'll come back to that in a minute. Yeah? Okay. So there is more to this, but what we'll do is we'll kind of, because I don't want to drag it out all night, once we've got through this particular bit, we'll call it a night. Like I say, if you found it interesting and you think you want to do the other bit, because there's an identity kind of bit that I need to bolt on as well.
Right.
It doesn't matter who I do that with, in all honesty,
Right.
but if you wanted to do that, we can explore that side of it as well. Yeah. So we're kind of looking for representations when we hear the word I, for instance. You know, because we talk to ourselves a lot.
As in I or me?
As in
me.
Well, me's a different thing. I know, it gets really complicated.
Yeah.
That's why I didn't want to do that tonight. Because we'll get a little bit confused.
Confused.com, yeah.
Yeah, but it's really interesting work once you get into that. It opens up a whole new kind of worms.
I can imagine.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Because a lot of us don't feel very good about ourselves. No. You know, there's certain times in life where we've just felt worthless, useless, stupid. You know, lots of different things that tie into who we are rather than how we feel.
Yeah.
So we can, if you want to do that at some point in the future, we can do that. That'd be quite interesting. Unless when I leave here, you just ring up and say, Nick, and say, he's a freak. Don't ever let him back in my house.
He's a freak, but it was quite interesting.
Fancy bringing him round. Yeah. So, yeah, it is interesting stuff though. Even now, I find it really amazing how we can get people's thoughts to shift around.
Yeah, it is. It's strange. Yeah, because all them things, now I'm thinking about them, I can remember them.
Yeah.
But no.
They don't really feel like anything anymore.
No, they're just events.
Yeah. That's better. It's a better way of life, though. We can kind of focus on what's important now, rather than
get rid of the crap that happened in the past.
That's exactly it.
Concentrate on your future.
That's it. Because now is all we've got.
Yeah. You don't know how long you're here for.
No.
Do you?
No.
You can be gone in the blink of an eye, can't you?
Unfortunately, yeah. Yeah. So let's enjoy your time where you can.
Yeah. Yeah.
Okay, so going back to that last memory that popped into mind. Yeah? Remember what it was?
Yeah.
Okay, same as before. So you can take your eyes back over here. Okay. And again, just holding that memory as long as you need to. But again, if it changes, goes anywhere else, just notice what comes to mind. Same thing? Yeah? More shifting around?
No, it stayed.
No? So stayed on that one?
Yeah.
Okay, on the last one. Okay, no, that's fine. Because what we'll do is we're going to go back to when the kids were little again, the first part. I'll just do that pattern with it.
Right,
okay? Just kind of just tie everything up, really.
Right.
Yeah, and then we'll probably call it a night if that's all right.
Yeah, that's fine.
I don't even know how long I've been. How long was it?
28 minutes past 8.
Yeah.
Don't know how long you've been. Don't know
I think
what
I
time
got
you
here
came.
about
Just
10
after
past 7, was
wasn't
it? Yeah.
Because Emmerdale was on.
Yeah, sorry about
It's all right.
that. It's on catch up.
No, I'm recording it. How sad am I?
No, you're not. I'll watch it.
Do you?
Yeah. I'll edit that bit out.
Don't admit to it.
No, I'm crap at editing, but I'll make sure I get that bit out. That we've both admitted to watching Emmerdale. Right, okay, so go back to when the kids were little again, yeah? I'm just going to do that other pattern with it. Okay, so just holding on to that memory. Okay, so just holding on to that memory. Just keep thinking of that memory. Again, as vividly as you can. Just keep thinking of that memory. Again, if it fades off, drops anywhere, goes anywhere else, just bring it back if you can.
Yeah, it went, but I got it back.
Okay.
And it was still there when you...
When I...
Yeah, clicked. Yeah.
Okay. So we'll call that a thing for tonight then. We've got plenty of shifts in different areas. And like I say, if you want to do the next bit, we can do.
Yeah.
We'll see what happens.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah, if it's working on me,
But this is it. That's good. You've picked that up already. So many people are very confused about
It's
that.
a bit posh saying isn't it?
Yeah. The thing is, it's the way we talk inside, really. I think when we do the self-talk stuff.
Yeah. I wish I had done that.
Yeah.
Not I wish me had done that.
Yeah. I'm such an idiot.
Yeah. Not
why
me
did
an
I do
idiot.
that? I'm such an idiot.
Yeah.
Yeah. I hate myself.
Yeah. I've got a lot of them.
Yeah. So this will be an ideal thing for you.
Yeah. Oh God, yeah. Yeah. Best bring your sleeping back.
I'll expect feeding next time.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah. Eyes. Yeah.
Yeah. So yeah, but just let me know how you get on with this. Yeah.
Will something happen to me? Oh God.
I hope not.
No, I mean we're like those.
All those things.
Am I going to go, like, because of the liver saga? Am I now going to go out and eat liver?
Well, I don't know. I doubt it. I went to, I was working on site one day, and one of the guys, the site manager, he had a baked bean phobia. And I mean serious. He used to gip and all sorts when he was even if he had to move his daughter's plate with it on or with the juice on.
That's a bit
it was
extreme.
Yeah, it was quite bad. And he kept asking me to go over to Nottingham, where he was from, to work with him. I was like, I'm not coming all the way over here, mate, for a phobia of baked beans. So I said, do you want to try something on site while I'm here? And he said, yes. So we stood next to the mixer. I turned the mixer off because obviously it's quite loud. And I said, right, think of the first time you can remember feeling this feeling. And he said, yeah. It was about 10. Did one eye pattern with him, 30 seconds. And he says, oh, that feels a bit weird. Because obviously he couldn't picture how he was kind of with it. And he says, is that it? And I said, I don't know. He says, I'll go and test it. That's what he said to me. And about probably 45 minutes later, got a text message on a WhatsApp picture of him sat eating beans on toast. So yeah, it's mental. Absolutely crazy.
I don't think I want to eat liver though. But it'd be nice if I could eat something else.
Well, this is it. This is probably part of your identity. So obviously, if we do the next bit, we'll explore all that anyway. Because that's a way of being. You're actually avoiding food. It's not a feeling, it's avoidance. So it's a way of being, a behaviour.
Yeah, it is.
So
I've never even eaten a pizza in my life.
what? Look, this is pizza eater.
Never in my life.
Honestly?
No. I don't like cheese.
I've
I've
got
never
liver on
eaten
it.
cheese. I've never eaten cheese, but I don't like
You know when
it.
they say, do you deliver on a pizza? It's not liver.
No, but it's just, I said to my husband, if ever I get pissed out of my head, give me a cheese and tomato sandwich. Don't like either.
Do you?
No, but they just look so nice.
Yeah.
I've never been drunk enough.
But you've never
to me.
tried cheese either, or tomato.
Well, this is the funny thing. I won't eat fresh tomatoes raw, but I'm quite happy to grill them and eat them.
Okay.
I'll eat tinned tomatoes.
Yeah. Like plum tomatoes.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Chopped tomatoes, plum tomatoes,
Yeah.
like that. But I won't I would love to be able to pick one up and eat one like an apple,
Yeah.
but I just can't.
Yeah. That's it.
It is, it's all psychological, all.
Yeah.
Yeah. Like I'd love to eat a lasagna. Another strange thing, I like mince, I like mashed potato, but I won't eat a shepherd's pie.
Is it because they're joined?
I don't know.
Some people are weird when they're putting things on the plates, not touching things.
I don't mind things touching things, but no, I can't. Sort that one out.
I don't know.
No,
That's another session. That's a future session.
Just weird. Strange child.
Right, I'm going to pause there.